Hello and welcome. So after completing communications definition, its process, its major types like verbal and non-verbal, and the subtypes of verbal communication, written communication and oral communication, and their respective advantages and disadvantages, today we move on to non-verbal communication. So in today's video, we will cover what non-verbal communication is, what is its significance in communication, and what are the major types of non-verbal communication. So, a communication which is done without using words is considered a non-verbal communication, right? So, the communication which involved words, whether spoken or written, was called verbal communication. As we knew, verbal was a word which means words. So non-verbal means other than words, something which does not contain words. That is non-verbal. So non-verbal communication has no words in it. So any communication that is done without using words is considered non-verbal communication. So there are many forms of non-verbal communication. Most of the time we do not only use words to communicate, uh, we also uses non-verbal features to make our communication more effective. For example, we use facial expressions to communicate specific emotions. Likewise, we use tone of voice, okay, body language, other physical indications of mood, hand signal, physical appearance, touch such as handshake, etc. These are some of the forms of non-verbal communication. So moving on to the next slide, from here onward we will cover non-verbal communication and its different forms one by one. Okay, so the very first form of non-verbal communication is gestures. Gesture is a motion of body or limbs, right? uh, the whole body, if you move your body in a way that gives some meaning to the receiver, that is a gesture. Or even you can move your limbs in a way that which conveys some meaning, whether deliberate or unintentional. So this way they get meanings. So whenever they get some meaning, they understand some aspect of your communication, that becomes a non-verbal communication, right? Limbs are the both hands and the both legs. Collectively they are called limbs. Yeah. uh, for example, moving your hands, saying hello or goodbye, that is an example of gesture. Okay, and saying hello, shaking your hand, saying hello or goodbye while using your hands. You don't even say hi with your mouth. You just move your hand in a way that which shows tata or hello, that indicates that meaning. So you can see those gestures in the illustrations mentioned here. Yes, so these are some examples of gestures. Yeah. See, there are another gestures in these illustrations. You can see uh, the pictures or the images that rather they are moving their heads. Okay, they are saying no. It means this is an international gesture. When you disagree with someone, you shake your hand. So that is something to say no. Likewise, the very first illustration here, you can see the person in green is shaking their head, but this time this is not conveying something no or any similar command Rather, it is upset. This person in green is upset because it has broken something in front of him. So looking at that condition, he or she is shaking their head, and that means that this person is not happy with the work that has been done. Likewise, the other person who is a female, she is shaking her head, and it is a clear indication of saying no. Okay. So likewise, if somebody is shrugging, okay, or if he or she is moving their shoulders in a way that counts shrugging, then it means that the person is not getting what your message is, or what you are talking about. So then they shrug. That is again an example of gesture. Well, then, here are some other examples of gesture. See, shoving away something or someone with your hands without saying anything. For example, if somebody is coming towards you and you just using your hand shoo them away, it means you are not allowing them to come to you. Rather, you are not disagreeing, you are not agreeing they're coming to you. Rather, you want to say, go away, don't come here. That is shooing away someone or something with your hand without saying even a single word. Okay, see, in the first image there is a traffic police. Perhaps this traffic police is making some gesture that means stop there, don't come near. Okay, that's it. And the second image shows the same thing. Don't ever move, or don't come forward, or don't even speak, just stop there. Likewise, the emoji or the smiley at the right corner is showing a gesture which means shut up, don't speak. Right? See, these illustrations are not uttering words. They are not writing words. They are not speaking. They are not writing. Even then, they are conveying some message. That means they are using non-verbal aspect of communication. So it is then gesture. So gesture, uh, very the very first example of non-verbal communication is gesture. And see, there are some other examples of gesture. For example, this first person who is a military personnel, he is showing his thumb up. It means well done, okay, good. Likewise, there are some two examples. A lady on the chair, and a duck is moving their foot up and down. It shows they're like they're anxious about something, they are not comfortable, they are waiting for something like that. Likewise, an emoji is showing a thumb down impression. This means not okay. So this way gestures convey meaning. So most of the time in our communication we use these gestures, these symbols, uh, these movements of our body and our limbs and our head, so that we could communicate with others without using words. So that very aspect is considered non-verbal aspect of communication. So it is not necessary for people to just use only the non-verbal aspect. People most of the time use the non-verbal aspect along with or simultaneously with the verbal communication, so that they could make their communication more effective, right? So in a nutshell, gesture is a kind of non-verbal communication in which a person conveys some meaning, some message with the movements of one's body or limbs or head. So that becomes gesture, and it is a non-verbal form of communication. Then moving on to the next slide, uh, the another form, type 2 of nonverbal communication, is body stance. So body stance refers to the posture of standing, sitting, placement of arms and legs, etc. Okay, the way you stand, the way you sit, or the way you place your arms and legs while standing or sitting, they communicate some meaning, uh, some message to the receiver. So then it becomes a non-verbal aspect of communication. Okay, the very first one was gestures, which was the movement of your body, limbs, and head. But in this case, it is body stance. It is actually the posture of your standing, sitting, and the placement of arms and legs. They give something, some meaning to you. So that becomes the non-verbal aspect of communication. So standing erect and leaning forward communicates to listeners that you are approachable, receptive, and friendly. Okay, so look at these examples. For example, in the very first image, there are two workers. Okay, they are wearing some helmets and they are working on a big sheet. So they are engineers and they are standing fully erect, and with the help of his hand, one engineer is conveying something to the other. The other person is standing erect, and it shows that that person is approachable and that person is ready to get whatever the first engineer is saying to him. Okay, likewise in the second example, two people are sitting on a table and they are talking to each other. Meanwhile, they are using some gestures. See, the other person with the glasses in front of the one wearing the black is uh, making gestures, and it is noting, and the other person is sitting comfortably. So it gives a sense that both of them are engaged and busy in some activity. Likewise, in the third image, there are two girls, two women sitting. One is writing something, and the other, somehow older, is listening to the first one, or this woman is busy in some thought. So the three examples below, the very first one on the left, see, it shows confident while walking. When you are walking side by side with someone, that shows you are confident while walking with them. And the other example, see, the person is lowering, and he is lowering his head and walking very slowly in a making a posture that it is not happy, okay, sad, and feeling unwell, or not interested to listen. And that posture gives the indication that that person is either tired or physically weak, or this person is not sound. Okay, so this is a kind of posture. Likewise, the third example is an old man is there wearing a red hat. It is shivering, so you can say this person is feeling cold. See, there is nothing written with on the images. We can just, looking at the images, we can just get some sense of meaning from their posture, from the placement of their arms and legs, and their style of sitting and standing. So that communicates some meaning. Likewise, another example may be speaking with your back turned or looking at the floor or ceiling should be avoided, as it communicates disinterest. Okay, when you talk to someone, if that person is pointing their back on you, it means they are not approachable, they are not happy with your conversation. Or if somebody is looking at the floor or looking at the ceiling while talking to you, it means whether they are uncomfortable with your conversation or talking, or they are afraid of you, or even they are hesitant. This gives this sort of meaning. So far so good. I wanted to communicate these three brief topics with you today in this video. I hope you have got the concepts clearly. If you have any questions in these concepts, for example, what non-verbal communication is, what gesture is, what body stance is, you may ask in the comment section. Please let me know about your queries there. Okay, meanwhile, you can practice these two forms of nonverbal communication with your parents, with your friends, and I expect you people to produce some examples along with some illustrations appended to them, so that we could understand that you have got the concepts clearly. So